Welcome to the channel, watch lovers. Today, we're unraveling one of the most incredible mysteries on your wrist. It's time to open the box, quite literally, and take a deep dive into how automatic watches work, from their humble beginnings to modern-day marvels. Before we get into the gears, springs, and genius mechanisms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you're ready to learn what makes your watch tick, literally. Alright, let's start with a time-traveling journey back to where it all began. Automatic watches owe their birth to ingenuity and a bit of laziness. Yes, you heard that right. The roots of automatic timepieces stretch back to the late 18th century, but to really understand them, we need to begin with Abraham Louis Perpetual. Back in 1770, this brilliant Swiss watchmaker came up with an idea to power a watch by harnessing movement. Think of it like the early version of how we use renewable energy today. Perpetual invented a mechanism that allowed the watch's rotor to move with the sway of the wearer's arm, and with that motion, he found a way to wind the mainspring, essentially storing energy to keep the watch ticking. Imagine how groundbreaking this was. It meant not having to wind your pocket watch every day. Just picture that moment. People at the time were amazed by what seemed like magic, a watch that wound itself as you walked. It was like the smartwatch of its era. Fast forward to the early 20th century, and this technology began to evolve in a huge way. During World War I, pocket watches transitioned to wristwatches. They were just easier to use for soldiers in the trenches. But back then, the wristwatch still had to be wound manually. Then comes John Harwood, an English watchmaker. In 1923, Harwood took Perpetual's concept and brought it to the wrist. Imagine, for the first time, a watch you could wear on your wrist that would wind itself with your everyday movements. It was like giving life to something that seemed purely mechanical. The self-winding wristwatch was born, and people began to fall in love with watches that could almost think for themselves. But there was still one problem. These early automatics weren't very efficient. They had what's called a bumper movement. It relied on a pendulum-like weight that would swing back and forth, but only partially. It was an incredible idea, but you could feel that bump as it hit the end of its travel. Hence the name. It worked, but it wasn't perfect. Then, in 1931, a name that is synonymous with watchmaking stepped into the spotlight. Rolex. Rolex invented the perpetual rotor mechanism. This was a game changer. Instead of the rotor moving back and forth, it could now rotate a full 360 degrees. This breakthrough solved the efficiency issues, allowing for the automatic movement to truly flourish. This innovation, the perpetual rotor, became the blueprint for automatic watches as we know them today. Watches could now wind with even the smallest motion, and this mechanism became the heart of the modern automatic. It's crazy to think that a tiny spinning weight inside your watch could use the power of gravity combined with your own natural movements to keep time running perfectly, a perfect harmony of human energy and mechanical brilliance. So, how do modern automatic watches work? Let's break it down. At the center of an automatic watch, we have the mainspring. This is the power source. Then we have the rotor. That's the semicircular weight you see through the exhibition case back of many watches today. As your arm moves, that rotor spins, and its energy gets transferred to win the mainspring. This mainspring gradually unwinds, releasing energy at a controlled rate through a set of gears and escapement mechanisms. This steady release is what drives the hands on your watch, second by second, minute by minute. Think of the escapement like the heartbeat of your watch. It releases power from the mainspring in controlled bursts, allowing the watch hands to move in a precise manner. It's mesmerizing to see in action, and it's all powered by you. No batteries, Just you and the brilliance of mechanical engineering. Today, automatic watches have become more sophisticated and diverse than ever. Brands like Seiko, Omega, Tag Heuer, and even micro-brands are pushing the boundaries of what an automatic watch can do. From watches that can withstand the depths of the ocean to pieces that track multiple time zones, the evolution is staggering. And all of it, every complication, every advancement, is built on that original idea of self-winding. What's more, automatics are not just tools, they are symbols. Symbols of craftsmanship, of independence, and even of sustainability. You're literally wearing a tiny machine that's alive because of you. That's why many watch enthusiasts, myself included, consider automatics to have a soul. There's something poetic about a watch that feeds off your energy to keep itself going, isn't there? So, what does the future hold for automatic watches? In a world dominated by smartwatches and digital tech, the automatic watch has found its own way to stay relevant. By doubling down on what makes it unique, craftsmanship, mechanical marvels, and the human touch. We're seeing the rise of new materials like silicon being used in movements, which reduces friction and increases accuracy. These materials make watches more resistant to temperature changes and magnetic fields, issues that have always plagued mechanical watches. Imagine an automatic watch that's even more precise, more durable, and essentially maintenance-free for decades. Then there's the trend towards hybrid watches. Some brands are combining the beauty of automatic movements with smart capabilities. Picture an automatic watch with an analog display, but hidden sensors that can track your steps or monitor your health without needing to be charged every night. The potential here is limitless. We also have micro-energy harvesting on the horizon. This means watches could potentially use other forms of ambient energy, like light or body heat, to keep themselves powered, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be self-winding. And let's not forget customization. As technology progresses, we may see more watches with modular components, allowing owners to customize not only the appearance, but even the functionality of their watch. Want a watch that's a diver today, but a dress watch tomorrow? The future might make that possible with ease. The automatic watch is evolving, but one thing remains clear. It will always represent the timeless blend of engineering and artistry. The automatic movement isn't just surviving, it's thriving in ways that even Abraham Louis Perellet and John Harwood could never have imagined. So the next time you glance at your wrist, remember you're not just wearing a timepiece, you're wearing centuries of innovation, passion, and incredible engineering. The journey from Abraham Louis Perellet to Rolex to the watch you have on your wrist is a story of human ingenuity, and it's far from over. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of automatic watches, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got plenty more stories ticking away, ready to be told. Until next time, keep your watches wound and your spirits high.